Hello. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Welcome to the AsiaFortress Community LAN. Oops, hit the mic. Day 2. For those of you who are already inside Twitch chat, hello. Welcome to the AFCL 2018, Day 2. Up on stage, we are going to be having the Subnupois facing off against Percent. And it is going to be a best of 2. The map pool is going to be Sunshine followed by Gully Wash. So hopefully we're going to get to see quite some really exciting matchup between these two teams. I've been told it's a match to look forward to. On the casting panel we have myself as well as Harvey. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's 11:19 in the morning. The teams have pretty much already set up on stage. We're just waiting for one of the players for the side of Subnu to get in before we can start the game. But for the side of Percent, they're already in. So I guess we can go through the rosters really quickly for both sides. For the side of Percent, we've got Letraj and Rui on the scouts, Neva and Ban on your solis. Butterfly is going to be the medic, and of course Konma is going to be the demo mat. For the side of Subnupois, please Harvey, tell us the rosters.
Okay, yeah, for Subnupois we have best roamer in the world, Altaria, best pocket in the world, Repulse, second best scout in the world, Apples, best scout in the world, TJ, some Div 3 medic, Smeso, and Cute Man is not in the server yet. Okay, but for real, I think the main storyline behind this match is whether the old guard of AsiaFortress can actually repel against the up-and-coming players of R%, or as they are known in at this LAN %. Because if you look at the rosters, Subnupois is made up of Division 1 veterans as well as AsiaFortress regulars. Smeso played in AsiaFortress for a few seasons, got the Best Medic award in Division 2, I believe, in one of the seasons, which means that he actually did have the potential to make a step up to Division 1, and this was when AsiaFortress had 5 divisions. So Division 2 was actually as prestigious as probably what I would say is our mid Div 1 in Asia. As well as TJ, you know, needs no introduction, probably the most famous player in AsiaFortress, plays every class at a very high level. Cute Man, former Division 1 winner, Altara, Apples, and Repulse, they're all Division 1 regulars. But, you know, Subnupois is a team that has not been practicing as hard as the other 3 top-seeded teams. So, they're definitely, even though on paper they look better, but they're definitely not just gonna walk all over R%. In fact, R% has been awarded a higher seed for this LAN, and it's really not hard to see why, after coming off a very impressive 3rd place victory, or rather 3rd place placing in Division 1 AsiaFortress Season 14, and they have really good talented players, very mechanically skilled, improved a lot, very dedicated to the game, and so they're here to test themselves and see whether they can take down the Division 1 veterans on Subnupois.
Yep, so just waiting, I believe all the players are already in. The Cute Man is going to be in on the Demo Man role for the side of Subnupois. For today's game on CP Sunshine first, is there any player that particularly stands out, especially during mid-fights or any engagements that the teams will have?
Without even looking at the map, you absolutely should know that the crucial player of this match will be TJ. TJ is probably the 2nd best scout at this LAN to ISHO. But I think if TJ actually decides to put in the effort, and he has been playing a lot of Parks recently, I think it's not unfair to say that he can possibly get back to his former level of being a winner of AsiaFortress Division 1 as well as a high Prem scout. He still is a very good player, just not as good as he used to be, but I expect big things from him. And on the other side of R%, I think Ban is a really, really good player. The rest of his team also work really well as a unit. You know, Konma supports his team from the back, and the scouts play close to the medic and stuff like that. But Ban is really the playmaker of this team, being a really good jumper, improved a lot, not just in DM but in game sense over the past few seasons. And I think he'll be the one to look out for if R% want to make a huge impact this game.
Very, very nice. So, yeah, once again, for those of you who are just joining us, a very good morning. Welcome to the AsiaFortress Community LAN 2018. It is going to be the final day of the LAN, Day 2, where we are going to be having quite a number of matches scheduled to run through the day. Starting off today is going to be Subnupois facing off against Percent. They've already all set up on stage, and they should be starting momentarily. We're just waiting for them to do their final checks and final setups, and they will be starting momentarily. So we've already gone through the rosters for both sides. Let's move on to predictions.
Yeah, I actually have not been watching a lot of TF2 in Asia, and I think Samnupas has not been scrimming a lot as well, so I really can't go based on past results. What I do know, however, is that both these teams have traded scrims with one another, with each other. It's been pretty even throughout, so I really expect a close match. I can't really say who's gonna win. I can say that if TJ has a huge game, Samnupas is gonna take it. So a lot rests on him because he leads the pushes and the calls. But R% are really evenly skilled throughout all classes, you know. They're not just relying on one player, even though Ban is their playmaker, but every player on that team is very capable. So I think R%, if they have a team effort, can actually take this map pretty easily.
Yep, so this is definitely going to be one of the highlight matches for today. Concurrently, I would like to point out as well, the Asian Monks and Onliners, they will be playing their match off screen, but they will be happening on the game floor. So if there are any spectators out there today at the Game Asia Arena, feel free to watch whichever player you want to watch, the Asian Monks as well as Onliners. They will be having the match concurrently going on. They will be playing on CP Process for a best of one to see who gets to progress in the lower bracket. The loser, of course, their journey inside the AsiaFortress Community LAN will come to an end, while the winners will be moving up to face off against Xiao, and that is going to be a pretty interesting game to go down as well. I've been told that the Asian Monks have actually been scrimming last night, even after the entire LAN has concluded for day one. They went home and they continued to practice, so I hope their hard work pays off.
Yeah, I reached home at around 12:45 AM yesterday. I saw Himari and Chongi in server playing a mix against a mixed team. So I mean, it just shows that they really want to do well at this LAN. You know, after I think they believe it's a disappointing performance from them on day one. And right now, I just saw like 5 of TCF players stand behind TJ. I think everyone's really excited to watch TJ here. But we'll just have to see if he can perform up to his normal level.
Yep, so no pressure whatsoever coming up for the players on both sides, but it is definitely going to be a very interesting match to watch. I honestly don't know who's going to come out on top, because these two teams are actually fairly evenly matched so far based on how we've been watching them play. So I'm really looking forward to see what everyone can do. I've been hearing a lot of good things, of course, coming out for Cute Man, coming out for Konma, but well, basically almost everyone, each individual player for both sides, they're all very well known within the AsiaFortress community as well. So definitely something to look forward to. Once again, we're just waiting for them to ready up, and then we can start the game. It is day 2 of the AsiaFortress Community LAN 2018. Hang tight. Oh, and they are going live right as we speak, so we are just gonna hop straight in. Gonna follow Cute Man for his rollout, and fairly standard stuff that we're watching for the side of the players. And they are going to start their mid-fight right now. So he's going to jump up top. Altaria already gaining the high ground a little bit faster compared to the side of percent, but they are just going to start clashing into each other. Neighbor going to jump up top, trying to gain the high ground for his team. Has to jump back to get some more kills and buffs from his medic. The scouts are going absolute hammer now. TJ running forward, no respect given whatsoever. Let Raj going to go down. Q-Man and Repulse going down for the side of Sublim. Plus TJ maybe in a bit of predicament. 7 health against a Sully, jumps over his head and makes it out. No! Van does turn around just in time to finish him off, and this is pretty much the midpoint going to the hands of percent.
Wow, I can hear a lot of shouting. Is that from percent? I think it is. Really dominant mid from them. Like Repulse and Q-Man just died within milliseconds of each other. Even though I think Samnupas got a huge pick, but Smeso did live that mid, and Sunshine last is not the easiest last to push in, especially even Ubers. So I imagine maybe Samnupas would want to consider some off classes, but they do not at the moment. And we'll just see it's a stalemate situation, so look towards the soldiers to try and do something here on the side of percent.
Both teams are going to hold on to the equal Uber charge. You can see the players for the side of Sublim are just standing their ground, not going to allow any players to push in from any corner of the map. We've got Apples watching the left side flank, does get spotted by the Sully, but he's just going to back out and just wait for them to decide to do something. Both teams not too keen on doing anything as of yet, though. Just holding on to the Uber charge, and we're just going to see. It's a bit of a stalemate right now, but once again, Lighthouse is already in the hands of percent with that dominant performance on this mid. Sapnu not wanting to give up any more space. They're just spamming each other out at the moment in time, and just gonna have to wait and see if they decide to do anything about that. So for the side of percent, they're just hanging about inside the lobby and just spamming each other out. For the side of Sapnu, they're just watching all their corners, trying to see if the percent players are going to do anything about that.
Yeah, and usually, you know, teams will be asking, why is the roamer on R% not stacking? I actually like this decision for him to take his time, but he actually does goes in now. Huge pogo jump in, does not get any damage on Smeso, but that was a pretty good attempt from Ban. But like I said, Ban took his time stacking. I think that's a really good decision. This is the first map.
Coming in from behind, Altaria! Gets the jump! Oh my goodness, Butterfly gets absolutely demolished from the flank coming up from Altaria. 0 Uber for the side of percent. They have no choice but to start backing out. I apologize for shouting really loudly. I got really excited right there. Conma gonna try to see if he can do anything to deter them from pushing out, but is only spawning in right now. The rest of the players are still trying to push out though for the side of
back cap on last?
Back cap on last!
Wow. Alright, I mean, you can hear how hyped they were, right? Yeah. There was a back cap, I believe, from the flank that Altaria was supposed to cover because Altaria was dead after getting that medic drop. There was nobody to cover the flank, and we see Cute Man not having the fastest rollout there. It was a good play from Altaria, but they didn't really cover their flanks, and that resulted in a back cap.
Yeah, huge shame, despite the very wonderful effort coming up from Altaria, but mid-fight is going to be underway right now. Conma going to start spamming out those things. We're going to see Altaria up top. Ledrush going to be the first one taken out of this mid-fight. Altaria getting flanked about from absolutely everybody. Conma going to get fragged out of the sky. Apple going down not too long after that. Samu already down 2 players, but percent are going to be down
to get out here.
Repulse is out for more blood. The medic is trying to get the scout just saving the
TJ is in. TJ wants to kill them.
TJ smells the blood in the water, picks up Rui, but he's just going to back up and not chase that medic.
I'm surprised TJ didn't go for the med there, but I guess there was a soldier who was gonna jump him. I felt like TJ could have gone for that. It was a pretty low risk play. Not that percent could have contested mid, but you know, it's not a bad decision. And it's even Ubers with Rui still down. We'll see if Sapnu do decide to push. Repulse did die at that mid, so pretty late. Altaria dies, and I guess that's gonna cancel the push for Sapnu. We might see a sack here from percent.
Just gonna wait right now. It's just gonna be a bit of a standoff. I think we are going to see percent attempt a push. They're just clumping up right now, but so far nothing much getting done. We're gonna see Nomadic just trying to keep everyone up in the green. As same thing going on for the side of Sapnu as well. They're just trying to keep everyone buffed up and healthy, and potentially we may see someone attempt something. But as of right now, everyone's just standing back, trying to watch each other out. We're gonna see a solid jump straight and getting bounced up in the sky, and he's just gonna get plucked out of the sky. Barn going down. Valen attempt on bombing and getting that force, but not much came out of it. Altaria coming in through the valley side, spot the scout, tries to push out a couple of rockets, but none of them land. Everyone is still gonna be healthy. Raj is just gonna get healed up by his medic. Apart from that, nothing much getting done. Repulse is going to be jumped out top. Altaria once again going back in on the medic, tries to get a pick, but no force, nothing whatsoever. It gets a bit of damage down onto Butterfly, but nothing much following up after that. Both teams are just, once again, just probably going to reset, wait for the spawners to come back in, link up, and then potentially go for another play.
Yeah, I think it would be in Samnu's best interest to keep trying to go for these bombs. Bun's in. I see his like view model. Okay, he doesn't get special. Yeah, I think it would be best interest for on the side of Sapnu to actually keep going for these sacks, simply because of the psychological factor. Butterfly dropped his first Uber of the day. Like, he hasn't popped yet today. So I think that's gonna definitely be on the back of his mind. Altaria does go in, doesn't kill anyone. Does some good damage to 2 scouts, which might not actually trigger any push from percent because their scouts are not healthy. But yeah, I think working on that psychological factor that Butterfly did drop his first Uber, it might actually prove to be a factor. And we have the typical AsiaFortress pause.
Yeah, I do believe they are having some hardware issues for the side of percent. We've got some of the AsiaFort admins rushing up for some tech support to see if they can remedy the situation right now. But so far, shout out to Altaria for getting that drop on Butterfly.
Yeah, and shout out to his team for not watching his flank, you know.
Oh my. We are 6 minutes into the game. There is 24 minutes left on the clock. Right now we do have 1 point up for the side of percent thanks to that back cap coming up for their side. A very impressive play despite the drop coming out from the Butterfly.
Actually, pretty ironic or pretty funny that the concept that allowed Altera to get the drop on the medic was the same concept that Sapnu lost to. Ban went in for a sack, didn't die, so Sapnu knows that the roamer is down, therefore their flank will be weaker, so Altera exploited that, got a free walk through underneath and completely caught percent off guard, dropping the medic. At the same time though, like whoever the scout was that backcapped, I believe it was Ledrach, he also used the same concept, Altera just died for our medic, therefore I'm going to exploit their flank because they have no roamer. So it's just the same concept. I expect better from these Div 1 teams to actually not fall for the same thing that they are using.
Yep. So definitely a very good play coming out from percent, leading the charge right now. We are going to go through the unpause. I do believe they have everything sorted out, so we will be resuming the game right now. And everything looks fine, the hut isn't broken, we're good to go. So I do believe there was a disconnect. One of the players has just rejoined the game, I believe. So everything's fine. Everyone's just resetting back to where they are. They're not going to push anytime soon. Everyone is going to be coming in healthy. So just going to see some plays coming up potentially for the side of Sapnu Plus, getting their players to the front line to see if they can get anything done. But the players of percent are just holding the ground, trying to watch those flanks to see if anyone comes on through.
Yeah, once again, it's a stalemate. So you'll be looking towards the roamers to make their plays. So, Ban and Altara respectively. But we might see maybe TJ want to go for an aggro peek if he decides to, if he sees someone out of position. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like the case, It's early in the game. 1-0 isn't an insurmountable lead by any stretch of the imagination. So teams are just going to take their time, figure it out, see where the weak holes are in the defense, and then try to break through accordingly.
Both teams right now, they're just hanging on. They're trying to see potentially, I would like to see some solid bombs, through that choke that we always love to see. Like earlier on, the attempts coming in from Alteria, just trying to focus down that medic, get a force or a drop potentially. So that is something that we would definitely like to see coming out. And Alteria does get spotted. He is going to get picked out in the end. And that's a big shame. We got some people shouting on stage, laughing about that spy pick. But right now, that no pushes coming up from for the side of percent. They're just pretty content with holding their ground because they are going to be 1 point up, and it is really on the side of Sapnu to make the push. You can see some players coming in from the right side flank to see if they can get anything done. We're going to see Ruben just peeking on through the
Ban's in?
Ban is in, Neighbor goes in as well.
Wow, drops Smeso to pretty low, but Scouts protected him well there, and Smeso didn't feel like he had to pop.
Ban is going to be coming
TJ's walking in so aggressively. TJ is like, I'm done with this, I want to kill people. Gets the scout to really low, both scouts are really low. TJ is just single-handedly muscling that. Well, not single-handedly because Cuteman is there. We do see soldier bombs, and R% does pop their Uber really early. Smeso hasn't even begun to lose any health, and we should see a full retreat here from percent. Maybe they should, or maybe they want to commit someone to sack for the medic, but it doesn't look like it. So full Uber ad for Sapnu Plus pushing to Sunshine last. And I do not expect them to beat this push considering the circumstances.
Yep, so this is definitely looking up for the side of Sapnu. They have that full Uber ad and they're ready to go. Of course, we are going to see some off-classing coming out for both sides. For the side of percent, as you normally would. Sentry gun is going to be set up on the left side. You can see them Uber coming in, going to focus down that sentry gun. It is going to be the first thing taken out, doing this last point exchange. Apple's just walking forward. That is going to be the frag on Neighbor going down. Apples is going to go down not too far behind. After that, Alteria
Repulse
down
is
as
in.
Repulse
That's a lot of damage.
Picks up Raj. Butterfly goes down. No more heals for the side of percent. It is just Cuteman and TJ at the front lines. TJ trying to lead the charge against everyone with scatter shots, trying to take down players. Cuteman is taking on Ban right there, as well as Rui. TJ leading the charge, and that is going to be a full wipe on this last point for the side of percent, and Sapnu get their first point of the day.
Yeah, Cuteman pretty unhappy that we've been singing Lowe's praises, and he wants to prove that he is a contender for the best demo in Asia right now. Really impressive last push, very patient play, playing with the medic, reloading his stickies. I think that's a really good tactic compared to lower division demos who might have just rushed that situation.
Yep, Cuteman got to reach mid a little earlier compared to Konma, and he's just going to start spamming out those stickies onto Tetris as well as Cafe. Try to see if we can deter people going up. That is going to be a lot of damage down onto Ledraj, and he's going to be taking another 44, trying to wait for more heals. Cuteman going to get some heals up from his own medic as well. Alteria up top, and not anymore. Going to be little tiny pieces in a lot of different places. They're going to be spamming rockets up from the valley side, but it does look like the players from the side of percent are really low. But going to be the first medic to die in the mid-fight exchange. Repulse has his sights on the devil and wins on the melee. That's going to be Konma down. Solly going to be right there. Repulse will land those air shots, but that is going to be Apple's taken now by the Solly, who's currently standing up top. His neighbor had his sights down onto the medic, but he was going to finish himself off in the end. Pretty much a full wipe at the front lines for the side of Percent on this mid-fight.
Cuteman did so much damage there, and even though he was pushed back, but the damage had already been done. He had done easily 250 to 350 damage by that time, and his team just capitalized, you know. Apples went in, Konma was a bit isolated by the Subnu players, and it just resulted in that mid loss. And we do see again, full Uber app pushing into last, the same situation as the last round. And if the last round was any indication, I'd say that Subnu has a really good chance of converting this round.
Yep, we're all really just waiting for their players to all start link it up and get into position before they can start pushing in with that full Uber charge. Altaria gets a little bit of damage, but the health pack is going to be there to bring him back up into the healthy range, trying to see if he can get anything done from wherever he decides to push from. Altaria going to be the first one to jump in, has his sights down to the Solly, tries to land the shots with the splash damage, just not enough. Everyone is just flooding in and just... I guess while everyone was distracted with the people just jumping across, Subway players just stand on the point.
Yeah, Altaria and I believe Apples, the flank scout, really focused down the roamer on Percent really well. Didn't really prevented him from getting into the enemy combo, and he was just completely neutered while the rest of the Ubert players killed the non-Ubert players.
So it can't really damage those shiny people. We're going to have people up on the high ground already. Solly's Repulse going to be jumping forward, has his sights down on the scout who's inside the valley. Doesn't get the high ground, spots the other scout who just runs past him. Both Sollys are actually behind the entire team of Percent. Rui is at the front lines, and this is not spelling good times for the medic, and Rui just rushes forward and left clicks Smezo into the ground. So much fragging coming out from the side of Percent. Only 2 players up. TJ still alive at 65 health with the help of Altaria jumping on. They're trying to focus down the medic. The pistol is out. Solly has to pick him up!
Wow,
Altaria with a suicide bomb straight down onto Butterfly, equalizing that Uber dis ad, actually tossing the ad into the hands of Smezo.
Yeah, you know, credit has to be given to Altaria and TJ, but that really shouldn't have happened. It was I believe a 4v2 situation, and it still got the medic. I think Percent will be disappointed even though they won the mid to lose the medic there, you know. They know that that situation could have easily been avoided if they actually just played around the medic more, let him heal a scout and actually focus the targets.
Yep, so Uber are definitely going to be in the hands of Smezo. So Subnu they've got that Uber, they will get that Uber first, but Butterfly, of course, he's just going to be doing what you expect. It's just going to be grinding out that Uber charge to try and match Smezo's Uber charge as well. But of course, you know, Smezo is definitely going to be building his Uber charge as well, so it is going to go into the hands of Subnu first. It's just a matter of how they decide to use that Uber charge and push out to this mid, because the players of Percent, they're nowhere near that choke. They're just hanging back, and we're just gonna have to see how the players of Subnu decide to play with this.
Yeah, not the biggest ad in the world that you want to push off, but they do actually decide anyway. TJ is in, gets flash and forces them pop from Butterfly.
Yeah, counter Uber is going to get popped, while the players of Subnu are just going to start backing out to flank, kite this Uber charge. We're going to see Apples coming in and linking up with the rest of his teammates, and it is probably just going to be another reset. Both teams did pop Uber roughly about the same time. Neighbor trying to get this splash damage to take down people, but Cuteman goes down from a con pipe, and there's still people fighting this mid though. Repulse is going to get an arrow from his medic, slowly going to right there straight away from that rocket, but he is going to be really low. The splash damage is eventually going to finish him off, and that is going to be 4 players down for the side of Percent, but Lit Raj is still in. Solly's going to be right there. Lit Raj trying to pick down Scout, trying to left click the Solly, but just not enough left click scatter shots coming out from him. Rui is going to go down as well, and that's pretty much all the players for Percent wiped at the front lines, but they do pick up Smezo. Smezo is going to spawn in right now, and Ubers are pretty much actually going to be equal.
Yeah, 2 big picks from Rui there, killing Apples and Smezo, and I think without those picks, Subnu would have kept this midpoint, but we do see a contest here from Percent.
Yeah, Percent players actually not willing to give up any ground at all. They are still holding on to this midpoint, and they're just pushing Subnu players back to their lighthouse. We can hear them shouting their gods over on the stage, and they're just trying to aggro them out of there and just prevent them from even coming close. Subnu just no interest in contesting this whatsoever.
Yeah, both medics did die, so relatively even Uber situation. We do see some posturing from Percent in Valley. Bun jumping up, oh that's Neva actually trying to see what he can find. Does land a good direct with Cuteman, but decide to back off in the end. Bun's in on Smezo.
Bun!
Wow.
That's a +2 in chat.
That has to be a design play, right? Just posture in Valley while Bun goes for the sack from another place. I mean, it's a really basic but effective play, especially when you have a roamer the quality of Bun.
Repulse has an answer for that jumping down, but he is going to pop the Uber charge to save his teammates. Butterfly is still going to be healthy. the lighthouse should go into the hands of percent while the players for the side of Sapnu, they're not spawning in anytime soon. They've only got 2 scouts at the front lines, but these scouts are capable. It's going to be TJ as a scout trying to very best to defend this final point, but the catch time is already going up. TJ standing on the point alone, heavy, slowly walking there, but just not fast enough with Rui coming in and at times 2 cap rate.
Yeah, I felt like maybe Sapnu, maybe even Smeso could have committed himself onto that point to stop it because a heavy waddling is not going to be fast enough. But you know, it's a really hard decision to make in the heat of the moment. So I can completely understand why they didn't hold that. But that was a really good push there from %.
Yep, and right now we are going to be tied 2-2 for the first map of the day. 14 minutes and 27 seconds counting down on the server clock. Mid-fight going to be underway once again. Solid Altaria jumping up top, getting fragged out of the sky with the help of Leiraj and Barn. Got Barn standing up top on the high ground into the bell tower, spots the demo, spots the medic, tries to land the shots. Demo is going to get focused down with the help of Rui, and they're just 6 health Leiraj on the ground floor, waiting for the help from this medic before he decides to re-engage with the rest of the players of %. Konma going to be right there to toss out those sticky. Solid going to be jumping all the way back up. I don't think he's in any position. Repulse going to get picked up in the end. Smeso does make it out alive with the help of TJ, but this is not looking up for the side of Sapnu.
Yeah, Repulse with a really late death there, so I do not think they'll be able to contest second without their pocket. So they might just be content with holding last here.
Yep, so they are just huddling up inside lobby at this moment in time. Medic did not die, so they do still have that full recharge. But you know, the players of % are already on that lighthouse and not even intending to let them come out at all. They've got stickies in place, they've got players everywhere. It's probably just going to be a Sapnu last point hold. We're going to see Repulse get spotting that scout down below inside the dungeon, and I don't think they're going to be doing anything anytime soon. Just watching your corners and just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, I believe Smeso did drop to Ban earlier, so I guess that's 1 drop on the side of both teams. But Ban has got to be feeling pretty good, you know, getting some really huge plays, huge distraction plays, medic picks, and he should be the catalyst if %. Do decide to do anything with this stalemate situation.
Yep, so we're just going to have to wait and see if either team decides to do anything. Both teams still holding on to that full Uber charge. We got a lot of stickies on the floor right there, peeking through the shutter, tossing out those rockets. Barn trying to see if he can get some easy tickles on the other side, or Sapnu trying to get some damage done. But right now, it's just going to be a bit of a standoff. Medic is getting paranoid. You can see him watching everywhere for spies, and it's at these kinds of stalemates where, you know, you never know what the other team will try and do. Will they run Pyro? Will they run Heavy? Will they run any type of off-classing? Are they just turtling inside spawn? Who knows? Just gonna have to wait and see what the teams decide to do. Neighbor is just watching from the lighthouse. We've got a Solly in actually. Barn potentially gonna go in for a bomb. Tries to get the pogo, spots the scout, but he's gonna get picked off in the end. We're gonna see if anything can get done. They do pick up 1 Solly, so this could potentially spark a push coming from Sapnu, but right now they're just gonna hold on and, you know, just try to see if they can hold their ground to prevent any attempted pushes coming in from %, I guess.
Yeah, Altaria did try to go in for a counter sack from lower, but he was spotted by Ledrach. So he decided it was not worth it considering where Apples gets spotted somehow did.
Yeah, Apples decloaked just as the medic turned around, so that is going to be a big shame. Could have been a very juicy backstab, but he was spotted in the end, and it was...
Apples is still alive, by the way, so if % decide to do anything with this spy who has been spotted, so
we're just gonna have to wait and see if if Apples can actually get something done. But
wow, Smeso with
the clutch turnaround, gonna spot him right at the last second, and that is gonna be this attempted spy play coming from the side of % as well. Or just unfortunate timing for the spies, you know, when the respective medics for both sides turn around just as they are decloaking. So no sneaky backstabs coming from either side, and it's just going to be another reset, another standoff. Both teams are still currently standing at 2-2, so, you know, a lot is going to be riding on this. 11 minutes left on the clock, counting down. We're just going to have to wait and see if either side can try to get a force or a drop or a pick.
Yeah, really, credit has to be given to both medics, you know, being consistently aware. Ban is in, I believe, gets juggled in the air pipe.
Oh, cute, man.
Yeah, I saw him get gived in the air, so I assume it was an air pipe. So I expect the crowd to be going wild right now. But it wasn't caught on camera. Altara's in. This is the air shot.
Wow, gets the force. Very good force coming up from Altera. That means the full Uber charge is still in the hands of Smith, so there's absolutely nothing that the players of 10% can do with this Uber charge. So this could potentially spark something coming up from Sapnu, but, you know, they got to make sure that they check all their corners. They don't want another one of those back caps coming up from %. at the rate things are looking right now, I don't think they intend to push out anytime soon. They have this luxury because they are still holding on to that pretty sizable Uberad, but not too sure
my
if the
goodness.
players opposite are going to give them any breathing room at all. Neva is just going to start jumping in. The medic is going to be standing on the point. No respect given whatsoever. So much catch time on the point. The players for Subnu have no choice but to turn around, and they do have to pop that Uber charge to prevent this cap from going down, and they successfully neutralized that Uberad.
But yeah, Butterfly did die in that, and R% did sacrifice 3 players, but I have to give a lot of credit to them for having the balls to actually attempt for that play.
Repulse is going to take down this other Solly, but Q-Man is going to get taken down by Ban with a rocket from his grave. We're going to have some action going down on the last one. Lit Rush tries to go in for another sneaky back cap, but the players are going to turn around in time to prevent that from happening, and this is actually going to force the Subnu players back onto the last point, not even allowing them to push out at all.
Yeah, when all said and done, you know, that force from Altaria didn't really amount to anything, because even though they tried to push after getting forced, but there was just another back cap, I believe, from Ladrage. So, you know, Subnu really not paying as much attention to their flanks as they should be, and R% very appropriately punishing them for it.
Yeah, so just despite the awesome plays coming from Altaria, Subnu just weren't able to capitalize on it. We're going to see once again, it's just going to be another reset. Medics are just going to grind out that overcharge. We see some Solis jumping in. Ban trying to gain some ground for his team. The splash damage not enough to take down that Scout. Apples, who's able to go back into spawn to get that resub. Altaria going to gain some more breathing space for his team, trying to push those players out. We're going to see a Scout actually walk out. TJ going to be able to pick up one of the players for percent. Still out for more blood. TJ just not showing any respect to the high ground. And there's going to be an Uber trade apparently inside that lobby. We're going to see some players for the side of Subnu and percent just walking straight in. Just Uber that Scout. Rui just walks in, and this is probably going to be where they crumble because they don't have any heals. The Solis are just bombing in and getting absolutely wiped at the front lines. But once again, Lit Raj is still there. We've got another player, Konma. Can he get those con pipes that we're so familiar, so accustomed to seeing? But no, the answer is no. He's just going to have to back out to Cafe, and this is probably going to be the lighthouse in the hands of Subnu.
And Subnu learned their lesson, leaving a Roma on last. They saw both players were alive in front, and they still left someone on last. I think that's just a testament to how paranoid they are after being backcapped once and almost being backcapped the second time.
TJ once again leading the charge, trying to scattershot those Solis off of Tetris, but firepower from the high ground is just too strong. We're going to see Altaria once again jumping in, but he has to jump out to get some heals from his medic. Neva once again still just standing on that Tetris with that high ground advantage, spamming rockets down inside the valley. Right now, everyone's just hanging back. They are, you know, they are probably well aware of that Uberad coming out from the side of Subnu, so they're not hanging anywhere near that choke point. Subnu, of course, you know, it is 7 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. A lot of things can happen. It is still tied 2-2, so we're just going to have to wait and see which team decides to make the move first. And it does look like Subnu is going to the one repulse, dropping forward to see if he can scout out the area before deciding to commit to anything. The scout's going to be right there to deny any jumpers. We do have a player who's in. Altaria tries to go in to get something done, but he's just going to get fragged.
Oh, he gets the force somehow. Butterfly with full health.
Soli's going to be coming in. We're going to see one of the Solis jump in. Neva going to be right there. Ban just dancing about, trying to see if he can get the pick down onto the medic who's not paying attention. The Uber is going to eventually get pop 14 health. Ban is going to get picked off by the Scout. TJ coming in, and Apples all shiny, trying to be pushing forward. TJ going to be really low. Funny going to get taken out by Lidraj, but Apples is right there to frag people and take names.
Apples.
Demo going to be taken down as well. It's just going to be Butterfly as well. So
wow, just kill Binds.
Yeah,
wow.
Just kill Binds in front of Apples. Not going to give him that glory of finishing him off.
Ruiz
are going to have
for the backcap again. Once again, R% just going for these backcaps, and it's working, you know. Rui just dueling
Rui
Cute Man.
Just dancing around Cute Man at 17 health. He's going to be able to pick up the health back. Well, not really anymore. Apples is going to be coming back to pick him up. They have to recap this lighthouse because of Rui just delaying them from continuing to push on.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious, it's plain as day to see what the strategy is from R%, right? And it's working, you know. They've delayed the push from Subnu multiple times now with the backcaps, and it's really kept this match close.
Yep, Repulse scouting the area for his team, and TJ getting really buff right now. This could spark something coming up from the side of Subnu, but so far everyone's just repositioning to see if they get into the right places, to see if they can get anything done actually. Side of percent is just, you know, holding the high ground, trying to see, just watch those corners, watching Choke, watching Valley, watching everywhere as you should, but it is probably going to be the time for Subnu to make their way forward. TJ going to be the shiny scout of choice as per usual, just leading.
Butterfly was in front,
but almost going to get fragged, but he just gets the Uber just in time. A very good Uber coming up from the side of percent.
Wow,
the
Smesso
jukes coming up from Smesso, still staying alive. 70 health, still surviving.
Wow,
Barrel, but everyone is getting destroyed for his team. for the side of percent actually a full wipe, despite that much superior Uber pop.
Yeah, wow. TJ got flashed in really early and Butterfly managed to keep all his players alive, but they couldn't really convert the kill on the Smeso using the terrain and his scout speed to dodge everything, and then the cleanup bomb from the soldiers just came in. TJ catches Neighbor in the forward spawn, 2-shots him out of the server.
Oh, Neighbor just walks out and comes face to face with a left-clicking scout. He's gonna get taken down. And you see, once again, they're just gonna try to ground out that Uber charge, but Butterfly did die during that exchange earlier, so they are gonna have that Uber charge really go push into the last. This is a very, very familiar sight that we have been seeing throughout these past few games, and once again, it's just gonna be your textbook Uber pop push into last.
Yeah, this is the third time Subnu has pushed into last with full Uber ad, and the last 2 times they got the point on both times, and we do see Repulse jumping in, being Ubered, focusing targets here. Cubeman doing a lot of damage, getting focused by a scout, but Apples and TJ are gonna clean up very soon.
Yeah, we do see a lot of players going down from the side of percent. Holding people up, ugly let rush, the left clicks coming out too strong from those scouts. And they are going to grab another point, 3-2 in favor of Subnu Plus.
Yeah, I want to say that neither team has failed a last push with Uber ad, so it's really just clinical play, but I would also like to see them set up a better hold, maybe have more off classes or position their important classes in a better area compared to getting picked all the time.
Yep, Demo's going to be reaching mid roughly about the same time on both sides. You're going to see the players start jumping about. Altaria reloading his rocket before he's going to jump forward, actually trying to see if he can flank around. Apples going to go face to face against the flying Solly Bond, who gets taken off. Smeso apparently taken down on this mid fight already. Repulse, Apples, and TJ are going to be the only players up. Apples going to be right there. TJ going to get taken down, but he's going to get absolutely swarmed by everybody. Full wipe from Subnu. Percent are going to be able to grab this mid. The taunt coming out from the scout as well. Ooh, the cheeky plays. And they are going to be able to grab this midpoint, and the medic is still alive as well. Full Uber ad for the side of percent, and Smeso just spawning in, just starting healing. We may just see another textbook push coming in from percent, another hasty response, and a potential 3-3.
Yeah, percent really enjoying this LAN atmosphere, I must say, shouting their comms out loud, cheering when they get around a crucial pick, and then the taunt, going for these flank plays. I think it really embodies what their team is about, They are just having fun, but they're not afraid to try all different types of ways to win.
And it is working out for them as well. Gonna see TJ right there. The Uber is gonna get popped just in time. Neighbor gonna be jumping on the top as well. We can see Ban jumping up on the other side. Konma has to focus down that sentry gun, which he does so very, very well. Stickies are not gonna be on point anymore with the help of Konma, just clearing the point for his team. Solly's gonna be jumping around, but the Solly is gonna be inching his way onto the point. Scouts have to do something to prevent the catch time from going up at all, but they're doing a massive bang up job of defending this final point. TJ gonna get taken down, but a lot of players are going down for the side of Subnu Plus. Cube gonna be doing a lot.
Special
Uber comes out just in time.
High.
Oh, Butterfly is going to get taken down by the pipe from Cute Man. And are we going to see Lidrush try to see if he can do anything at all? Rui going to come in, try to see if he can help his teammate. Lidrush still dancing about on this point. The left click, the Solly going to come in as well! Wow!
You can hear how excited they are, it's 3-3. Oh, and not to mention the time as well, less than 2 minutes left. So we'll see if either team really wants to win this map, or are they just going to let it stalemate out and go on to the second map.
Wow, yeah, if they are able to rush mid, clear mid, and rush to last, that team will pick up an easy first round win for the first map. And things are going to be very close. A lot is going to be riding on this round. Mid fight, of course, going to be on the way. Q-Man takes quite a bit of damage. Slowly is going to jumping up top. Altaria getting all that air, but he's going to get finished off in the end. Apples and TJ are going to be the only ones up together with Q-Man. TJ trying to flank around to pick up Ban, who is going to be helped out with Apples. And Butterfly is still going to be alive. Konma's still alive as well. Ruby and Lidrush still alive. The rosters are pretty much the same. 2 scouts and a demo as well as the medic. And they're still in this. Q-Man going right there, finishing off Lidrush with a pipe. And Konma going to see if he can spam those pipes from across the map. No respect coming in from Subnu. The scouts are just chasing them through. TJ picks up Konma as he's trying to run away. The medic but going to be right there. The Uber comes up just in time, and the counter pop as well. Slightly better Uber coming up from Subnu, but the body blocking coming out for the players of percent. They don't even want to give them any space to push into the second point. Very ballsy play. Altaria going to come in from the cafe. Repulse going to potentially join his team. The rocket jump forward together with Altaria. Double Solly action coming up from the left side, but has no choice but to try to surf back into that last point. Solly going to be inside the dungeon, and TJ is out for even more blood, but he's not going to be able to finish off Neighbor, who is just going to start backing out to the last. A lot of action going on at that choke point. Both teams popping that Uber in each other's faces, and Lighthouse goes to Subnu.
Wow, 18 seconds left, so they're definitely gonna go for the push here onto last. Sentry's not even set up. Altara's in.
Oh, Altera is going to get wiped out. Lidrat's going to go down as well. 2 players down. Going to see players inside fighting already. Apple's still in there, standing on the point already. They're just flooding onto the point. The players for the side of Sapno. Repulse going to be the only one alive, trying to see if he can get anything done. Stalemate going down for both teams. 3-3. And that is going to be a tie for the first map. We will be moving on into the second map, which is going to be CP Gully Wash.
Wow, that was a crazy game. Non-stop action. The stalemates barely lasted for a few minutes. Huge plays from both teams actually. Consistent damage put up by the demos as well. We do not have damage numbers on the logs, which is what I like, because you can really analyze the impact of the players without looking at logs. And I have to say that even though Ban's KDA is not impressive at all when you look at it on paper, but a crucial medic picks and a medic drop, as well as a lot of distraction plays with his team to set up for the back caps, shows that logs are not everything, and he actually did play a part in his team's draw against Sapno Pass on Sunshine.
We're going to see the 2 scouts, Apples as well as Rui, getting the most amount of frags, 24 per person. Higher KD is going to go to, well, they're both KDs actually the same, 24, and 11 deaths each. 2.2 KD coming off of both scouts, putting on a very, very good show for their respective teams. We will be moving on into CP Gully Wash, which will be the second map of this round for Sapno against %. That was a very phenomenal showing coming up from both teams. %, definitely bringing their A game to this to this morning's match.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Gully Wash would go, because I'm not very familiar with %'s strong maps and weak maps. I think because Sapno was my old team and I've played with all of them, I think they are more comfortable on Gully Wash than on Sunshine, but I'm not sure about %. Maybe they are also comfortable on Gully Wash, so you never know how the second map is gonna go. But I do expect a match of equal standard compared to the last one on Sunshine.
Yeah, I'm really gonna be looking forward to CP Gully Wash. If they can bring the same kind of hype and energy as we had for yesterday's match between Xiao and TCF, this is going to be a very, very fun game to watch and cast as well. We're going to wait for the teams to flood into the server before we can start the match proper. But for those of you who are just joining us inside Twitch, a very good morning and welcome to the AsiaFortress Community LAN 2018. We are streaming this live from the Game Asia Arena inside from sunny Singapore, and the teams playing today are going to be Sapno Pass facing off against %. The first map, CP Sunshine, was a tie 3-3, so the winner of this map will be moving on in the upper bracket to face off against the Chess Foundation, while the losers will be pushed down into the lower bracket to see if they can continue their journey in the AsiaFortress Community LAN. So as we wait for the players to flood into the second map, do you have any player that stood out to you for the previous map?
Honestly, on %, like, they had both scouts going for back caps. Ladrach got the one on last, Rui got the one on second, which drew everyone back, and I think it was Rui again who almost got it on last, but drew a lot of people back as well. And also, Ban with the plays, Neva with the appropriate aggression as well. I can't really say any player stood out, but I have to give props to Apples, because I think in my opinion, I think in the scrims, Apples has not been playing to the level that we're used to seeing him at. But top fragging as a flank scout, not receiving that much heals, and also a really good job with the cleanup by Apples. So I think it was really impressive showing for him. And even though it was a tie, I felt like it was not a performance to be ashamed about for them.
Definitely. A lot of good plays coming up from both sides. I am very, very pleased with the standard of play we're seeing today. And it is just giving me so much hope for what we're about to see next on CP Gully Wash. Right now the teams, we're just waiting for the teams to flood in before we can start the game. And concurrently right now we still have the game of Asia Mongs playing against the other team. Give me a moment while I actually see Onliners. That's right, Asia Mongs playing against Onliners for their best of 1 in the lower bracket. They are going to be playing on CP Process. The game is currently ongoing. The score right now is still 0-0 on CP Process. We will try to keep you updated on the games that are not being run on the stage itself. So yeah, currently that's going on. We're still waiting for the players to flood into the server. Let them shake off some nerves, have some team discussions before they continue the second map?
I will say that even though it was a tie, I think Subnu made more glaring mistakes than R%.
Oh.
Other than the butterfly drop, I felt like butterfly played fairly well. And but on the side of Subnu, you know, getting back cap,
Yeah.
like, okay, one of them was converted into a round win, but they got crucially back capped like twice,
Yeah.
or maybe even 3 times. I lost count. And also, I think Subnu also really overestimate their Uber percentages at times in terms of their advantage. There are some trades where Smeso survives the end of the trade and Butterfly dies, and Subnu still take a very long time to push in, giving Butterfly the space to run out, get the Uber and then counter pop, you know. So I think on the side of Subnu, if they want to get a solid win on this map, they have to be more clinical with their advantages. Sort of like how TCF didn't really convert on Sunshine yesterday because they beefed some of their advantages. I think Subnu is also guilty of the same mistake, and it was very evident on Sunshine.
So for those of you who are trying to keep up with the scores, we are going to have the second map, CP Gully Wash. First map of CP Sunshine went 3-3. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the style that we are playing, the best of 2, if both maps are going to be tied, we will move on to a golden cap on the second map, which of course is going to be CP Gully Wash for this round. If the team wins the first map and the second team wins the second map, we'll count their number of points. The number of points that they scored during their game played. So the team with the higher amount of points will be the one crowned the victor. So currently, both teams are going to be standing at 3 points per piece. If it's another tie, we will be moving on to golden cap as per what happened with yesterday's TCF and Xiao match. So we just it does look like everyone's inside the server already, so we can just wait for them to start and ready up, and then we can start the game. Based on what we've been seeing so far, do you think anyone will stand out more on CB Gully Wash?
Yeah, I think Cubeman hasn't been playing in a while. I think he played season 12 or 13, one of them, and then he took a break afterwards. But in the pre-LAN scrims, I saw Cubeman absolutely pound on Gully Wash. I believe he did 12,000 damage in one of the scrims against the Div 1 mix. And I think coupled with TJ being a really solid player in general, I expect to see them do better than in the first match.
Yeah, and we are going to be going live right now. Gonna follow Cubeman for his rollout, fairly standard stuff that we usually see on CP Gully. We're gonna grab that health pack and definitely gonna start spamming them out. This is what we've been seeing yesterday being played by Xiao. HSR doing the exact same thing, trying to spam out that big door. We're gonna see a very huge disconnect for the side of Sabir Fuas, the medic. Not gonna be able to link up the rest of his team. Finally he does so right now. Neighbor gonna be the first one taking down on his mid-fight exchange. A lot of Solis gonna be jumping forward. Altaria coming in from behind them actually. Apple's gonna be right there in the face of the other scout, gonna left him down to the ground. Butterfly gonna get taken down actually, and this is gonna be no kills at the front lines with the only person not being led. Rod trying his very best to pick off the medic, and just unsuccessful.
Yeah, I think Repulse overextended a little bit with his jump, but because he's my friend, I'm just gonna say supreme bait there by Repulse. Buying time for Altara to come in from behind to get 2 kills, and it converts into a mid-win. I'm not sure how Butterfly died, but full Uber at pushing into Gully Wash last. Not the easiest last to push into, but with a team the standard of Subnu Plus, I do expect them to at least put up a pretty solid last push.
Yeah, I believe Butterfly got piped by Cubeman. But we are going to see some off-classing coming up for the side of percent. As you know, we do on these last point polls for Gully Wash. We do have that full Uber charge there for Sabir Fuas, and they're just going to come walking straight through. TJ, of course, going to be the shiny scout of choice. Pyro going to get the first one taken out. Then we're going to be standing on point. TJ showing no respect whatsoever, but the heavy going to be right there. Then Solly. TJ actually trying to focus on that many inside secret, but the pistol not coming out in time. Repulse going to be right there trying to finish off people. Apple's going to be the only one alive, and they have no choice but to start backing out despite having that superior Uber ad.
That was really a disappointing push from Subnu, if I have to be honest. Full Uber ad, they took out the Pyro really early. Konma and the heavy, I believe it was Neva, was just standing behind point. So it was literally a 4v6 at the front. So Subnu could have easily killed Butterfly and then gotten out with their Uber ad and tried again, this last push. But instead they didn't get Butterfly. Smeso popped his Uber, so he's at a disadvantage now.
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty surprised that the players of Percent didn't decide to push out on that. They've pretty much cleared almost the entire Subnu team, but they're still holding on to that last point. So Not too sure if it's a tactical play or who knows. They're just holding on to that last point right now, slowly making their way out right now. We can see them inside the riverside. It's going to jump out the top. Altaria going to be right there. Are we going to see some plays? But no, they popped the Uber charge really, really early though for the side of %%. See the counter pop coming out from the side of Subnu as well.
Oh, TJ gets dropped in the Uber.
Oh no!
Altaria with a huge drop of
down from the sky.
Beast rockets.
He's almost all the rockets. He's going to be able to pick up the Demo Man, and he's going to see if he can go for the backhand, but there are going to be players right there watching the last point. He has no trips today, but to back out. Repulse going to get finished off with the splash damage coming in from the side of... What?
Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, that was a bit... I mean, if I have to use a very appropriate word, disrespectful last push, push from last. They had an engineer on last pushing out of Gully Wash. I think that's really a grave mistake there.
Yeah, Rui and Letraj. Rui's just going to collect those stickies with his forehead, and Letraj trying to cap the point together with his Solly. They do cap it successfully. We've got players currently in the background trying to see if he can push into Lars. Altaria going to be jumping on top inside River, going to be able to take down a couple of players. Repulse going to start capping that point for his team. Going to see Barnes still inside the Riverside trying to toss out rockets to deter anyone from pushing out. But the players of Subnu are just walking straight into Lars. Cubeman already tossing out those stickies at the river, but we've got the Swaners coming in for the side of %%. Heavy going to be coming up on the left side from the perspective of the offensive team, but the Cubeman pikes and the damage is too strong. They're just cleaning up. Apples and Cubeman just working together extremely well. Cubeman trying to toss out all the damage on the right side. Uber is going to get popped for the side of Subnu. Very, very superior Uber. Repulse going to start standing on the point to get that capture time up, trying to MGE, and that is going to be the solid down Neva. He's just going to start standing on the point. Stickies are on the point as well. I don't think they can do anything about this.
Pretty weird. Samno went in with around 85% and they didn't have it. I think Cubeman maybe thought that they had it. That's why he was posturing so aggressively against the heavy. They did get it in time, you know. It all ended out fine in the end. And Konma
kind of bumps his head, but he's going to be fine. He's just going to do the alternate rollout. Going to come out to get those messages with the rest of the team, but Cubeman going to hit a direct as well, but he's going to see if he can get that damage done. TJ once again trying to see if he can get some frags out. Tosses out a lovely damage into Letraj. Barn picks up Cubeman. Altaria goes down. Barn going huge actually right now. Neva going to be right there. Butterfly going to get taken down though, but Smezo is going to go down. That's pretty much a full wipe from the side of Subnu. And %%. They do lose the medic. They do lose Letraj. But they are going to be able to grab this midpoint and potentially second as well.
Yeah, % Soldiers combined for 5 kills or maybe even 6. Like, that was really good distraction play from Ban. I think nobody saw him until he jumped up, but he already had 2 picks by then. And Neva just collapsed in with aggression.
Yep,
and Ban is in lower. Cubeman!
Ban is right there. Cubeman eating so much damage and Ban's still alive! Oh, if his rocket didn't hit the wall, he would have possibly picked up someone else. Altaria trying to make his way out through the riverside, but the Solis are going to be jumping forward and Altaria is eating a lot of spam. He's going to be fine though, and he's just jumping straight forward onto the point to try to deny those caps. Altaria's going to start standing on the point waiting for even more heals for the side of Subnu, and it doesn't look like %%. Arga just going to start backing up. Alright, Rui decides to stay in and say hi to the players, and he's just going to get fragged and gived on the spot.
Yeah, Ban just spawned, so you know, essentially 2 people down. We'll see if Subnu decides to push here.
Yep, you're going to see Subnu actually coming from the big door as well as the other side. Altaria going to run there. Repulse tries to go in for a bomb, but he's going to get taken out. We're going to see some Solis jumping up top as well, and Apple's going to get picked up.
Oh my goodness.
Is this going to be a 1v1 melee fight? Nah, he decides to back off and try to get some heals instead. The rocket splash damage, not enough! Oh, Altaria, if you aim a little bit high! There you go, that's the air shot that we want to see. Neva's going to get taken out. Konma is taking the rest of his team. They do cap this midpoint, and Subnu is just going to come flooding back on. We're going to see Altaria come forward, and that is going to get the force coming from Butterfly. 25 health, has no choice but to pop it to save himself. Not a good Uber for the side of %% at all. Tossing that full Uber ad into the hands of Smezo.
Yeah, Smezo was sitting pretty all the way at the back, and we'll see Subnu with the aggression, the full Uber ad. They just decide to take it slow and cap mid. I'm not sure if they want to wait for Altaria to spawn. They might.
TJ just wants to go straight on through. There are going to be people up inside river as well. TJ, the land of fast get a shot, but Q-Man is going to take the frag instead with those stickies. TJ just walking straight on through, just not even giving them any breathing room whatsoever. TJ just walking in with the heels and like, nah man, give me space. Trying to gain all that
TJ's in, dude.
TJ's in, they've got the Nuka charge, they've got nothing to fear. You've got a shiny TJ running towards you. Just manages to back out and spawn in time, tries to land those meat shots on the medic. He does get quite a substantial amount of damage down onto Butterfly, but this Uber is going to fade. TJ, 32 health, tried to back out, but he's just going to get fragged off by Rui coming in to help his Soli. And it does look like Subnu are going to be limping their way out with just Apples and Cubeman up at this time. And %, they do hold on to the last part, and this could potentially spark a push out to the second point for them now.
Yeah, they didn't really need to rush that, I feel. I felt like they could have waited for all the whole team to arrive, you know. But they do decide to push. TJ did a lot of damage, but the rest of the team wasn't able to clean up on the demo, the medic, or the soldier.
Yep, Alteria's gonna be at the big door. Alteria is trying to jump on through, but he doesn't land on the floor. Oh, no one's there. Nice try, Alteria. Could have got that nice pick if they decided to push on through choke. But they are just gonna hang back and cap this mid to prevent anything from happening. Try to at least get, they've got some space right now, but they do know that there is that overhead in the hands of Subnu. Was 100% right now in the hands of Subnu, and once again we're just gonna see a shiny TJ come on through. TJ trying to get all that damage, does so much damage down onto that demo man. Tries to see if he can pick up even more, but I don't. Well,
wow, a lot of damage done.
Yeah. Probably just gonna back out to cap this midpoint and maybe just reset and see what they can do from here.
I would have liked to see them push that actually. Like R% were in full retreat, they could have taken some really good ground on second. Now they're gonna take the ground, but Butterfly is closer to Uber than he was before. We might actually just see a contest from R%, but Altara is just spotting everyone on top. Escapes alive and completely spots the entire combo, and R% decide not to push even with Uber ad.
Yeah, the percent players are just hanging back right now. We do have some microphone feedback outside. I do believe the handheld mic is somewhere near the speakers, but that's fine. I don't think the Twitch stream is going to pick that up. So we do see the players for the side of Subnu just hanging back because they are well aware of that Uber diss ad. Well, I say Uber diss ad, but pretty much they just got that Uber straight away. Alteria trying to see if he can get something done. But yeah, he's just gonna get discovered, trying to go for the sneaky place. We're gonna see that Uber getting traded though. We're gonna see the scout right there. TJ trying to see if he can finish off that soul. He's trying to retreat back out through the riverside. There you go, managed to get the health back. The jukes are coming out. It's taunting about. I do believe that's just an ammo pack, so I'm not too sure what he was trying to regain from that. But this is gonna spark a dry push potentially coming in from Subnu. I would definitely like to see that though.
I highly doubt they'll do it with 2 soldiers down, but that was a really weird push from Percent. I'm a little confused why they took their time with that. I felt like they had an ad and they had all their players up, but Naver was just walking around the river. Koma had like stickies in river just chilling, and then they decide to push after that when Smeso had already had that Uber. I felt like both teams are not really playing their advantages really well as they should be.
Yeah, so as usual, we're just gonna see people starting to set up stuff on that last point. We're gonna see Apples trying to see if he can get something done. Sentry gun is gonna be right there, but Altera says who cares about sentries?
Ooh,
Apple's gonna be under the point actually, gets spotted out by Ruby and eats quite a bit of damage. He has no choice but to start to back out. Let Raja Sentry is gonna get taken down. Altera does go down during that bomb. Apple's still once in though. Both teams are still going to hold on to that full overcharge. Apple's going back to face off against Rui again, getting taken out into the red health range. But he's got, oh, there you go. Konma preemptively laying those stickies right at Apple's exit area, and he's just going to take it down instead. Repulse lands a very crispy rocket into the face of Rui, and he's going to get taken down into the unhealthy range. So both teams not too keen on doing anything, still holding on to that full overcharge. And it is just going to be a little bit of a stalemate right now.
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw on TCF versus Xiao yesterday on this map as well. You know, like TCF and Xiao, these two teams today here are also very aware of how hard it is to push out of Gully last. Therefore, they do not want to give the team holding last a chance to push out. And so they're just going for these low risk, high reward plays, constantly leaking Apples underneath. And if Apples ever wins like even just 1v1 against a scout, it might actually just trigger everything. But we do see the last point being kept somehow. Cute man, I believe, with the pain train, but gets the medic.
Oh dear me, Smither goes down, Repulse going down, Apple's going down. That definitely took them by surprise. TJ trying to see if he can get anything done, but the
Konma with the taunt, I think.
Konma. TJ though. TJ decides against going for the backhand. Can he get the force on Butt though? Trying to see if he can juke his way. While TJ yet to take a single point of damage, the cap time is going to start going up on the side of percent. TJ tries to get something done, and he's going to get taken down instead. We can hear some laughter coming in from the stage as well. And just like Subnu are just going to hang back and hold on to this midpoint. But they are, you know, one player down, and they are at an Uber dis ad. We're going to see some soldier trading. Altera tries to go for the drop down, but Neva is going to come down into his face, and he's going to be able to finish him off. Koopman may potentially get caught out, but the medic is going to be right there to bring him back up into the healthy range. Neva trying to push forward to gain some ground for his team. And jumping forward, spots Cuteman, tries to land those rockets. Cuteman gonna eat quite a bit of damage. Still trying to surf his way, and he's just gonna be saved with the help of Altera. No, I take that back. Cuteman is gonna get taken down from Barn coming in from the flanks, and Uber is gonna get popped actually for the side of percent. Konma just walking on through. Altera gonna be really low. The scout is gonna come in and chase him to pick him off. This is gonna be 5 players up for the side of percent, and they just want to push on through, dry pushing into this final point. Smezo is going to get it very, very soon, but so much capture time going up. They do pump, they do it, not enough time to stand on the point.
Yeah, did TJ step off the point? I'm not sure. Maybe he got bounced. I don't think TJ would ever make the mistake of voluntarily stepping off the point in that situation, but Repulse was really unlucky. I believe he died when Smezo was at 99%.
Oh, that was unfortunate. They got the Uber charge just in time, but they just managed to cap it despite, and once again Smezo just getting caught out, not even able to link up with the rest of his team. Percent definitely laying down the groundwork from preventing them from linking up together, and this is just gonna spark a retreat for the side of Sumner. We do have Solly jumping in, Repulse tries to go in to get something done. The scouts are actually
TJ gets butterfly.
TJ picks up butterfly?
Supreme flank from Apples in 3.
Solly coming in, trying to get the pick down. Oh, the jukes coming up from Smezo. 25 health. TJ coming in and taking names. And the players of Percent have no choice but to back out and give up this midpoint.
Yeah, and you know, Apples just came in with the flank from behind while TJ was baiting for him with Smezo at choke and protecting his medic as well, which was really crucial because now have an Uber ad pushing into last.
Yep, so we may potentially see another one of those textbook pushes. Smezo will get that Uber charge very, very soon. Butterfly trying to grind it out as fast as he can. Second point is going to go into the hands of Subnu already, so we may just see an immediate push coming in from Subnu. They do have that Uber. They actually don't really have anything that they need to wait for. All their players are already at the front lines. Smezo trying to keep everyone buffed up and healthy. So right now they're just probably waiting for the opportune moment to push into last. Which may be right now. We're going to see TJ just walking straight through. The Pirate's going to be right there to try and cop last people away. TJ just turning around and finish off that Solly. The Pirate's going to be right there getting picked off as well. Fine. And Lit Raj are going to get taken down. Altaria is going to go down as well. The Sentry is still inside Secret. TJ whips up that pistol. Sentry is still going to be up and well though. Sentry's going to finally get taken down. We've only got 3 players up on the side of...
Look at this Iron Man defense.
What is this whole the Heavy and Conma? But this is a very bad spot for them because they're getting flanked by everybody. Apples actually coming in from under the point, had to go back to link up, and the Uber is going to get popped for the side of Percent. How did they survive for so long?
Yeah, I saw Apples wanting to go behind them underneath to kill the medic and the demo. Oh, Apples on last. If he wins this, oh my goodness, he beefs the last shot. That was crucial. He definitely would have kept the last one if he didn't miss that last shot.
Yeah, but Barn was right there to get to the Heavy, so you know, Barn was the one that actually took him down, and they're just actually gonna walk on through. You know, the players of percent just trying to walk on through to see if they can grab mid. Then Raj's gonna be right there on the floor to see if he can get anything done. The medic is gonna be with him on the low ground actually, so quite an interesting play coming up from percent. But the players of Subno does look like they're just too, you know, they don't really want to push out with that number this ad. Because they do with this ad as well.
Yeah, we'll see if Percent do decide to push off this. It's not the biggest ad in the world. Connor's putting traps at choke, so I assume that they're not gonna push. And we'll just see a stalemate and look towards both roamers again to make the plays.
Definitely on both roamers, Altaria as well as Barn to get something done. Just gonna have to wait and see if the teams decide to send them on through. Everyone's clumping up at the big door right now. We're going to see a couple of red players right there. Konma as well as the Solly trying to spam them out to prevent them from, just prevent them from coming out from anywhere. And both teams are going to have that full Uber charge, and we are potentially going to see a very eager Percent team pushing forward through big door. We've got quite a number of players there already. Konma just spamming out those spike by Duzzle, and they're just going to fall back instead of pushing forward. Rui with a very aggro pick. TJ just dancing about trying to see if he can get some picks. But he's just going to get a direct rocket in his face, and he's just going to have to back out and get more heals. So it's just going to be your standard standoff. Everyone's just trying to spam each other out to get people low and potentially get a lucky pick. But right now, they're just waiting for each other to slip up.
Yeah, Scout running in there, running by lower. Rui dies. It's just a sack, I believe. And we'll see if Subnu do decide to do anything of this. Repulse has a big buff. TJ's actually in choke and winning the duel against Ladrash. They might actually trigger this push with a health disadvantage on R%, but TJ eats a direct and they decide to call it off.
TJ's gonna be fine. He does make it out alive to make up the rest rest of his team. Apple's going to be right there watching the big door. Raj is going to do the exact same thing for his side. So we're just going to have to wait and see if whichever team tries to get that advantage right now. We're going to see if which team decides to push out. Both teams are still holding on to that Uber ad.
Rui fires a shot, so I guess we can now say that there is a sniper on the field.
Yep.
And we'll see if they decide to buy some space for the sniper and see where he chooses to go to.
Yep, Rui is going to get spotted at big door as well, trying to rotate, and Soli is going to toss out the spam to prevent him from peeking. Everyone for the side of Subnu are going to be relatively healthy compared to the side of percent. So it is, once again, at the rate things are going, I think percent are just going to wait for Rui to get that magic pick before they can decide to do anything. I don't know if he landed any damage. So we're just going to have to wait and see if they are going to be able to carry it on through. Rui still on that sniper roll. Just waiting for Rui to get that pick. Both teams holding on to the Uber shot. I really want to see the Romans going for a sack, but yeah, I don't know how things are going to play out. It's just going to be a bit of a stalemate right now. Both teams are still tied 1-1, I believe. There we go. Both teams still tied 1-1. So it's 11 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock for this second map. The previous map was tied 3-3, now we're tied 1-1. Are we going to see another golden cap, or is the team going to be able to make it?
Rui gets 150 on Altaria, but isn't cleaned up, and yeah, I feel like I'm a bit puzzled with why Rui is sniping instead of Ladrach. I believe Ladrach is the better sniper. Rui as well is the pocket scout, so I feel like maybe they want Rui there to deny any potential soldier bombers. Like, it's not to say that Rui isn't a capable sniper, but I believe Ladrach has always been the go-to sniper for this team. But regardless, it's just a stalemate here. I'm not sure if Altaria might want a sack, considering there's only one scout on the side of R% right now. As long as the sniper doesn't see Altaria in his scope and deny him in the air, there's only really one guy shooting.
Oh yeah, Rui tries to go in for the aggro peek, but he's gonna get cleaned up in the end.
Altaria
actually going
huge
in.
Oh, does a lot of damage to Konma, and I can hear Repulse, I think, shouting over the calls as well. Altaria doesn't kill Konma, but he's actually cleaned up by the rest of his team, and Subnu are just rushing in. TJ gets the Uber, and we'll see what happens from here.
Yeah, it's just going to be an Uber trade on this midpoint. TJ going to be under the point right now, trying to scatter shot down the other scout. MGE style. Lerod's going to get taken down. Neva going to jump it up top. He's going to be able to pick up Apple, deal and Soli. Altaria is going to make his way to the front lines. Neva going to link up the rest of his team. The medic going to bring him back up into the healthy range as well. And it is just going to be a bit of a scout duel at the choke point, but they're just going to probably reset back and wait for their teams to link up. I say that, but there is going to be some action coming out at the big door. Altaria.
What?
Altaria still going out at 11 health.
Why didn't he go back to lobby for the health pack? Nobody decided to chase him. That was a bit puzzling from Altaria.
Yeah, Rui at 8 health, waiting for the heals coming up from his team, and it does look like Subnu are actually going to give up this second point. And Repulse will get cleaned up with those preemptive Konma stickies on that choke. On that shutter. And TJ is going to make his way back to the last point together with his medic. Second point going into the hands of percent. Quite an interesting play coming out from that melee Sully.
Yeah, I think he panicked and he thought someone was going to chase him, but turns out it wasn't the way it went down, and he just gave his life.
Yeah, and once again, both teams are still holding on to that Uber charge. So this is going to... It's going to be interesting to see how these teams decide to push into this last, and at the rate at what we're seeing right now, this could be what we're accustomed to seeing actually. Rui is going to get spotted on the point, potentially trying to go for that sneaky play where you stand on the point, everyone turns around and he pop Uber and flood in, but unfortunately he was spotted by Altaria who went to check water. We're going to see Repulse checking Riverside as well. Lots of sneakies on the walls. We spotted that and he backed up just in time. No debt coming in from Konma, so he is going to be alive to see the next morning. Everyone's just going to start standing in their positions and trying to spam each other out. It's just probably just going to wait for TJ to spawn in to see if he can link up with the rest of his teammates. And everyone's just hanging back, waiting for something to happen, and just trying to see if they can get that opening that they need.
Yeah, Rui's on sniper and he gets spotted, tries to go for the hero shot. Smeso is positioned really well, and we'll see that Rui here will have to take another angle. Hero shot on shutter, but Smeso hides behind the pillar. Wow, that was a really quick rotation from Rui.
Yep, Apples just manages to open the door and frag him out. Cute man! Just walking face first into Leraj and just left clicking him off the map, and it doesn't look like Subnu are actually pushing out aggressively, and Percent are just giving up all this space for them.
Samnu is a little slow when it comes to these kind of pushes here. But I'll talk about that later as Conrad dies and the Uber is propped here for Butterfly.
Gotta heal that TJ, gotta keep him shiny. TJ is gonna get flashed on right now, and they river for the side. Fan gonna get plucked out of the sky by Altaria. TJ right there to make sure it finishes the job. A lot of wiggling coming from Altaria trying to land those shots. But,
Back cap, by the way.
Cap.
Gets stopped. Who stopped the back cap? I believe it was
Altaria and
Repulse. I want to say it's Repulse, yeah.
Close shave for Sapnu. We are going to be 7 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock. TJ making his way onto the midpoint already. They're just going to start tapping this out. We're going to see some players at the big door trying to see if they can spam the players of Sapnu out, but all of them are pretty much there. And the percent players are probably just going to hang back and hold their ground. Pretty sizable Uber though in the hands of Smezo. So we're just going to have to see how percent decides to deal with this.
Yeah, once again, like I mentioned, Sapnu hasn't been really doing as much as I expect them to do with these Uber ad pushes. Especially with the calculation, they're a bit slow. But it looks like they're going to set up something here in big door. Yep.
Gonna see some scouts rushing on through. Actually, TJ is actually way in.
Oh no.
Oh.
TJ gets baited there by Ban, a little overzealous, and Altara dies as well.
Altaria whipping out the melee again, trying to get something done with that pickaxe. Don't know if he's playing TF2 or Minecraft, but he's gonna get taken down. Repulse gonna be right there at the choke to watch it for his team, and it's probably just gonna be another reset despite, you know, Smezo having that overcharge. Could they possibly have waited for the right opportunity to push instead of just sending players in one by one?
Yeah, I have to say that there was a critical and rare mistake from TJ there, chasing that Solly a bit too early and then getting punished by the scout. Maybe he was a little frustrated that he didn't get the kill to begin with. You would expect TJ to, you know, with 185 outgame a Solly, but we do see a trade coming in here.
Yeah, Ruby is gonna get traded at choke and
oh
no.
I've seen this strategy before, okay.
Well, no one dies during that trade actually. I thought I saw a couple of players lose the beam from them, and Smezo had the choice but to back out through choke. But you see Repulse actually on top, inside the river and jumping forward. He is going to be coming in behind them, hands his side down onto the medic point. Enough damage to take down Butterfly, and Repulse is actually going to be the one getting taken down. Neva is eventually going to get taken down by TJ, and TJ does successfully defend his midpoint. Apple's going to be really low, has no choice but to start backing out to link up the rest of his team at the big door. We're going to see the players from the side of Sapnu making the way to the front lines as well. Apple's going to be right there to link up with Cute Man to see if they can frag those players out. Van going to be standing up top to gain the high ground, standing at the side right now, trying to jump back up top to get that health pack. Neva going to be at the last point to defend it for his team. Going to see some frags coming off. Smezo actually getting fragged from Rui, and that's no heals for the side of Sapnu. Plus, Apple's trying to go in to get some lefties, but Neva is going to pick him up. Rui is going to pick up Cute Man as well, and that's going to be just Altaria and Repulse double solely action. Repulse! Crispy Rocket going to be able to take down Neva jumping mid-air. Altaria going to be the only one alive right now from the side of
Oh my goodness, I don't want to watch this POV.
Oh no, Altaria is just going to have to back out to mid, grab that ammo pack on the floor, and just wait for the rest of his team to make their way to the midpoint.
Yeah, Repulse had a sick ass shot, but I have to be critical of his play there. And missing the crucial rockets on Butterfly. He could have easily killed 2 people, but didn't end up not killing people. Altara just dies to a sticky trap, and we see an aggression coming up from Percent here.
Yeah, Altaria tried to jump through choke, but he hit his head and he just got pushed down onto all the stickies on the floor. Instead, he's going to get taken down. We're going to see some pushes coming in from the players at the big door, and it doesn't like Percent want to give, just push forward and not give them any breathing room, but it doesn't. They're just going to rotate back into the midpoint. Altaria gonna be right there as well, potentially going for another bomb, trying to clear the stickies from the floor before he decides to do anything. But yeah, at this point in time, it's just gonna be another reset with all the players holding on to that full recharge, and it is just gonna be a standoff. Players are... I do believe the game that's being played on the floor has concluded. I'm not too sure about the results on that, but we have some action going on the screen right now. The 12 teams pop the Richard. TJ apparently gets dropped by the medic. Repulse from the very best.
Repulse. 3 kills from Repulse. Might be a 4th here. Gets cleaned up. Okay. Konma, yeah, let's just pretend we didn't see that.
Konma gonna
Altara as well.
Konma gonna get pinned to the wall. Altara finishes himself off seppuku style. Apple's going to be the only one at the front lines together with the medic, but Barn is going to be right there, potentially going to go in for a play. The medic is standing on his head, tries to land that second rocket, but it doesn't come out in time. We're going to see some Apples and TJ action, slowly going to be jumping up top. Apple's already going to be very low. TJ going to have to link up the rest of the team. Apple's going to be the first one to be taken down. The medic is still alive though, very low. TJ 30 health as well, has to wait for some heals. Good arrow going up from Smesser right there. They're just trying to clean up all the players and can gain ground from the team. TJ's still alive at the front lines. The rest of his team are going to slowly make their way forward. We're going to see Repulse right there to link up and gain that fragging advantage. They're just cleaning up right now. They left the player to cap on that midpoint. TJ still in this 40 health. Finally going to get denied by Ban inside that lobby, and Repulse trying to inch his way forward. Second point has been capped by Sapnu, and we're just gonna have to see, because Sapnu has that very sizable Uberad with percent at 20 or so percent. The scores are still tied 1-1, and this could be a textbook push. The moment TJ links up with them, they should just go in straight away.
Yeah, Repulse is not happy right now, and it really shows, you know, he's angry, he wants blood. 3 kills, almost killed Konma as well. Was really the catalyst for the push for Sapnu into choke. And Spesso did a really good job staying alive. The Uber does come into shut up. Pyro air blasting.
Rui is just gonna get denied. We're gonna see Repulse trade Apple going down as well. Rui's sentry making massive work. Altaria just walks around the corner to catch every single point of damage with his forehead from that sentry gun. And this is the last point push, getting absolutely botched for the side of Subcon. Cute Man trying to see if he can finish off people inside choke, but Rui just somehow surviving that onslaught.
Yeah, R% do have Uber ad, but with the time being in consideration, I think it's not a bad decision if they do not want to push, you know. It's really hard to take the entire round anyway, even if you do decide to push out last and cap second, so
just gonna have to wait and see how they decide to play this through.
Oh, Cubeman trades with Rui.
Okay. Yep, so Rui goes down, Cubeman goes down as well. We're just gonna have to wait and see if they decide to push out.
We
Tactical
have
pause. Not too sure what went down though. Is it a technical issue again on stage, or I believe the same issue for the side of percent. Yeah, so there are some technical hardware issues with the players on stage. We're just gonna have to wait and see if that can be remedied before we continue. Hear the players just screaming on stage, and while we wait for that to be remedied, so far, based on what we've been seeing, I really don't know who's going to come out on top. The scores are still tied 1-1, and we're just going to have to wait and see which team decides to do something about this.
Yeah, but if we assume that, you know, R% do hold this situation and it goes down to golden cap, I think it slightly favors Sapnu, even though they've made some mistakes, but I believe they're truly warmed up now. Repulse is really getting into the groove. Altaria still has some mistakes, but we shouldn't take away the credit from some of his great bombs as well. And Smesso actually, I feel like, has done a really great job this map staying alive. So I feel like Sapnu is playing better than they were the last map, even though the score is still tied.
Just gonna have to wait and see. I do believe the technical difficulties have not been sorted out yet, so just please sit tight while we get this sorted out and hang on. Okay, right now the teams are going to be resetting, so we're just going to have a quick update on what we have decided to do for that very unfortunate turn of events. One of the switches was actually knocked out of its socket, which caused the entire row of percent computers to actually shut off. And what we have decided is that we will give the server remaining time will be, as you can see right now, it is going to be 2 minutes for both teams to build up their recharge and get ready and try to get things as similar as to how it was. I really feel bad for how it is for Sub Nupois earlier on. We're just gonna have to wait and see how they decide to play things through. Of course, for the side of percent, they're just gonna be holding on to the last fight. As you can see already, you know, they were aware that right as everything froze, the spy was right behind him, and even the medic now, he's just paranoid, keeping his back against that wall. So the players of Sub Nupois, they're just gonna have to recollect themselves and get back into position. Everyone's just waiting for the timer to tick down. We have agreed that it will begin at a minute. There will be a pause, and once everyone is ready and in position, we will unpause the game, and that will be the final round as per where we left off. So we are approaching a minute right now. A pause should go down momentarily, and once that happens, there you go, inside the console. There you go, there's your pause. So once we go unpause, we will be going live straight away. Both teams, of course, have had Uber, so we have made sure that both teams are going to be holding on to that Uber charge right now as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see if anything happens right now. The unpause should be going down momentarily, and then we can start the potential final round. Both teams are still tied 1-1 as per the earlier game. The server did have to reset as well, so we are going to be 0-0, which is technically about the same actually, because you know they were tied 1-1. So the winner, if Subnu actually gets to go in and cap this final point, they will pretty much be moving on to face off against TCF in the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, we do see an unpause in 3, 2, 1, and we'll see how Subnu decides to approach this last point.
We are going to be going live right now. Ban going to be jumping up there to see if he can gain anything for his team, and the Uber is going to get popped straight away. Subnu is going to go face to face against a heavy weapons guy, and apologies, I do believe I haven't turned the sound on for the game. There you go, the game is going to be coming on right now. Both teams do trade that Uber charge, and we see the Highlander strats coming out for Subnu plus Altaria. Finally going to get taken down, Repulse going down as well. TJ still going to be right at Apples right there as well. TJ fragging for his team. It's just going to be him and the medic. 100% heals onto TJ, getting some capture time up on the point. The medic with the overstop! Smesso trying his very best to get it! Wow! Smesso, what a clutch!
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, whipping on the Uber again! But gonna get taken down. The spawners are gonna be coming in. The Uber is still gonna be up there. The spawners are gonna start coming in from the side of a percent, but just not enough time. What a clutch! Uber saw coming up from Smesso.
Wow, that was a brilliant attempt. I don't think they're gonna get this last point, but bringing out the pyro and the heavy, as well as a Smesso Uber saw to get another Uber. I think, wow, that last point had everything. I mean, unfortunate that we couldn't allow the game to be played just like it was with Apples on Spy, but that was an insane attempt from Subnu.
I'm still at a loss for words. Smesso definitely the MVP for that moment. Of course, you know, I would like to sincerely apologize to the players of Subnu that things had to go down the way they did. You know, it's pretty obvious earlier on that they were very well unaware that the Apples was on Spy and that was actually behind the medic, so that could have been a +2, but and the way things turned out, you know, it's a huge shame. And yeah, I sincerely apologize for how it turned out for the Subnu Plus players, but we are going to be moving on into a golden cap. First map was tied 3-3, second map tied 1-1. And we are going to have a golden cap on CP Gully Wash to see how things play through. The winner, of course, will move on in the upper bracket to move on to face off against the Chess Foundation. And the losers will get pushed down into the lower bracket. It's not the end of the world for them, you know, they're still in the running for the AsiaFortress Community LAN placement matches. And we're just going to have the server reset for a bit, and then we can start the golden cap.
Wow. If Smesso got that Ubersaw and TJ killed everyone, that might have been the play of the LAN, trumping even, you know, the huge plays from Xiao and TCF yesterday, but unfortunately they didn't get the play. But you imagine that, you know, they have to be feeling alright, making the best out of bad situation. It looks so dire, you know, but Smesso with the Uber sauce and then TJ killing people. Unfortunately, you know, in TF2 you have to reload, otherwise maybe TJ could have killed all of them, but still a brilliant attempt nonetheless, as well as a good hold from R%, keeping their heavy, I believe it was, alive really long. Yeah, and they were able to repel the push.
TJ, of course, another MVP, staying alive for so long. Just him and Smesso on that point, getting so much capture time up. Just the fact that Smesso getting that Uber saw and getting a second Uber, oh, that is like every medic main's dream. So right now, we're just gonna have to wait for the golden cap to be set up, and then we can start the golden cap for CP Gully Wash. It is, we haven't given a thumbs up, so once the teams are ready, we can actually start the golden cap round. Oh. Oh, Smesso.
Ah, nothing to say.
Oh, yeah, it's just lack of words for the performance coming out from Smesso on that last point. Just phenomenal plays.
Yeah, and I think just not just throughout that last push, but actually just the whole game. Smesso has been tossing out really good arrows onto his team so that they can really advance with these pushes much quicker than expected, as well as just staying alive in all the DM fights. I think Smesso will have more Ubers than Butterfly and less deaths if we look at logs, but I'm unfortunate that they couldn't convert that last round, but it's still a golden cap situation. I believe that Subnu do have the momentum, and we are going to start with golden cap right now.
Yep, it is going to be the golden cap round, and the winner takes all. Gonna follow Cute Man for his rollout. Fairly standard stuff so far. We go through the choke, grab that health pack and start spamming out that big door. trying to get that damage done, but the players for Percent are just going to start jumping up on the point. Altaria trying to see if he can get some sneaky, but he does get spotted out at lower drop down. Never going to be jumping up top as well, grabbing the health back. He's currently behind the players of Sapnu Puas. Meso trying to surf to safety, but ends up getting destroyed by the players, and they're just collapsing onto the players of Sapnu. 3 players up, TJ, Repulse, and Cuteman are the only ones at the front line. Cuteman trying to lay down those frags. Cuteman and TJ just taking names, and it's a full wipe on the front lines for Percent. Smezo does go down though, so that is the silver lining that they have for going for themselves.
Yeah, Smezo and Butterfly die virtually milliseconds after one each other, so it's gonna be a completely even Uber situation. And Cuteman, maybe a little overextended lobby, does land a good pipe and manages to save himself and run away.
Yep, Cuteman does make it alive, 88 health. And auspicious numbers for you Chinese folk hanging out in Twitch chat. Altaria gonna be at choke right there, trying to spam out those rockets. But it does look like everyone's just going to have a little bit of a reset, and we're just going to see a standoff. Everything is riding on this round, so nobody wants to make any mistakes at all. They're just going to see if they can grind out their recharge and see what they can do from there.
Yeah, we'll see how both teams decide to approach this push here. We do see Sapnu walking in, Cuteman leading the charge. The crits!
There we go! Crit screen is gonna get popped.
Butterfly dies!
Destroyed with the crits coming up from absolutely nowhere. Cuteman is gonna go down in the end, but TJ is gonna come walking in. Smeso trying to juke up against this scout. 17 health! Finally, the Solibum comes in and finishes him off. The only people up are going to be the Scouts as well as Altaria, TJ, and TJ does get taken out, but Apples is going to come in to finish those players off. Apples actually just going to bum rush to last. The spawners are going to be coming in for the side of percent though, and they're going to have that second point getting capped for the side of Sapnu Puas. I wonder what they can do about this. The percent players, of course, they're going to try to push out to see if they can gain some breathing room for their team, but right now they're just going to see if they can prevent the Sapnu players from coming in at all. Repulse, try to gain ground inside that lobby.
Apples gets spotted. I believe he was hiding in secret and got spotted by the rest of percent. And you know, even though they didn't convert into that last push, I think it was still a fairly decent result for Sapnu, considering that they advanced 1 point forward and now have capped second. And this is, you know, like I said yesterday during Golden Cap TCF versus Xiao, for our percent, this is the worst position to be in because you're stuck on last with Golden Cap, and it's even Uber, so you can't do anything risky, otherwise you just get punished and pushed all the way back to last.
Yep, the percent players are just going to be hanging about right now, trying to make sure that nobody pushes into this last point. Altaria trying to see if he can spam out some rockets. And we got quite a number of players inside Riverside as well. We can see the demos spamming those stickies right there. Going to see if they can get anything done. We're going to see if the players for the side of Sapnu decide to do anything about this. Letterar's going to be on that Pyro, trying to see if he can reflect those rockets. Return to sender. He's just going to send those rockets flying back into the faces. Ruby going to be coming out of a spawn to see if he can get anything done. Just going to have to wait and see if the players of Sapnu can do anything with all this continuous spam coming out from the players of percent.
Yeah, and the neighbor is actually heavy underneath the water, gets spotted by Altaria.
Just gonna
and
to see Apples with the backstab. Onto Letterush. This is going huge. Uber is gonna get immediately popped. Altaria just walking straight through. He's gonna get ragdoll. Cuteman gonna be right there to see if he can get the finishing frag down onto Barn. Barn is gonna get taken down. They're gonna get a lot of catch-up time up to the point already. Solly there right there. Full wipe given to Sapnu Puas.
You know, fool me once and fool me twice. Yeah. And Sapnu ran by twice yesterday, so fool me 4 times, you know. But that was really good timing from Apples on the spy. I mean, I would have, it was a good timing from Apples and a good decision overall from Sapnu, but honestly, I would have expected our percent to be on guard for that, considering how, you know, on Sunshine, Butterfly was just consistently turning behind. They were just shooting corners. Like, they were so on guard for a spy on Sunshine and for the most part of Gully Wash until that last point. But like I said, it's when you're holding second on Golden Cap and it's even Ubers, you don't have to go for the high risk plays, you know. Sapnu went for the low risk plays. So what if one spy dies? It's still going to be hard for our percent to push out of last. And all Sapnu has to do is get 1 pick. Even if you fail 15 times, if you succeed 1 time like Apples did, it's going to more than likely result in a last point cap.
Oh, definitely indeed. Very good play coming out from the players of Sapnu. They kept their cool, even though it was, you know, it was against them when we had to reset everything and after that go into a Golden Cap as well. Despite that Highlander strat coming out for the last minute in the, you know, before we swapped over to Golden Cap. In the end, they do come out on top. Apple with that very, very juicy double chain backstab. And Subnupoise, they will remain in the upper bracket facing off against the Chess Foundation later in the day. And yeah, the players for the side of % will get pushed down into the lower bracket to face off against the other team, which will be playing momentarily. It is going to be My Gaming Edge facing off against Lepak Corner. They will be the ones playing on stage. So stay tuned for that match, and we'll see who goes up against %.
Fortress.